Yeah, man, it's going down this Donnie Houston podcast. I am Donnie Houston. Check it out, man. We got a special guest, you know what I'm saying? Been putting it down in the game, man, on the South Side for over 30 years, you know what I'm saying? I'm really excited to have him here because he come from my hood, you know what I'm saying? Hiram Clarke, and been representing the Clarke as a DJ, putting it down, man, and I'm just excited for all the things we're going to talk about today, man. DJ Tricky C, what's going down, brother?
What's going on, my brother Donnie Houston, man? It's a pleasure.
Man, I'm glad to have you here, man. How you feeling, man?
Man, I feel wonderful, man. You know what I'm saying? In good spirits and great health, and glad to be here.
Yeah. So we was just talking, man. You know, you've been killing them clubs. You had the Carols going crazy. I mean, after all this time, you still a name ringing out here on this DJ scene, bro.
Yeah, man. Believe it or not, I just recently got into Carols after 30 years of DJing. I've played there a couple of times, but I played there as far as like DJing for rappers that's doing a concert. You know what I'm saying? But to actually step foot in there and DJing, man, it's an honor. It feels good, you know, to be part of a legendary club like that. So it's one more spot that I haven't been at, and that's the Rooster too. So
out to that Rooster, yeah. You ain't been to the Rooster?
I haven't played it.
Ain't played in the Rooster. I'm saying,
right, yeah. So
I haven't played there either, but I just thought for sure you might have had major rounds.
Believe it or not, and it's in the Clarke. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, it's gonna happen.
Yeah. So man, when did you actually start getting the DJing?
Man, back in 1988, bro.
88.
I actually been in the music, you know, before then because my parents is my dad is Reverend Ronnie Porter. He's a local gospel singer in Houston, and so the music has always been there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just picking up.
What church is that?
Right now he's at church in Sugarland, but we went to church in Brentwood. So he used to be part of Brentwood Baptist Church, where he was the youth minister, director of choir in Brentwood Baptist Church. Yeah. But so that's where the music came from and stuff from my dad and stuff. So he used to be listening to the stylistics, you know,
that soul and funk and all
of that. And I used to just, you know, it was always in me. So I used to collect his records, and then I ended up with this humongous record collection. And then
do you still have those records today?
I still have them.
No shit. I need to go through there and see if I can one day maybe just come pull a few. I can make some sound, you know what I'm saying, make some beats. So I know you got some shit in there.
Oh, I got some real good stuff in there, man. My collection was so nice, believe it or not. Screw ended up using one of my records. It happened from Bub. Big Bub brought Screw to my house. And it was like, hey man, we need to borrow your records and stuff. I literally had to go get my records back from Bub House and stuff. So when I went over there and said, man, what y'all doing on my records and stuff? So I didn't have no clue who Screw was, anything. You know?
Wait, what year is this?
This had to be about 91, maybe.
But you knew Bub from the Clarke.
I knew Bub because Bub went to Madison. You know what I'm saying? So I knew Bub I stayed in GI and Bub stayed in the Plaza because of the music connection, because he was a DJ. A lot of people don't know that Bub was a DJ. So Bub, we used to, back in the day, we just kind of swap crates and stuff. And Bub came over with Screw, and literally I know who that was actually using my records.
That's crazy. So Screw was where he was at Boomerang or something at the time, DJing?
I don't know where he was, but they were at his house just messing around and stuff at the time. You know what I'm saying?
No shit.
Yeah, but this was before Screw name was
before
Screw.
He became Screw.
Right. But I always wanted to let people know that, like, man, that was my interaction with Screw before he became Screw. He used one of my crates.
Did you end up linking up with him later on when he became who he was?
Not at all. You know, believe it
That's
or not.
crazy.
Yeah, not at all.
You ever talk to Bub about that? If you remember that, bringing Screw to your crib?
Yep. Years ago when I was at the shop, I said, man, you remember you came and got my crates? And I had to go back to your house and pick up my own crates. And he was like, yeah, bro, I remember.
That's crazy. So what year you came out of Madison?
I came out in 88.
You came out in 88.
Yeah.
So that's around, so what year Mello came out?
Mello came out in 88 as well.
I thought it was around that time.
Now, remember, Mello left Madison, and then he ended up going to Yakes. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if a lot of people know that.
I didn't know that. No.
Mello left Madison and went to Yakes for a little while. Then after that, Mello became Mello.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So growing up, were you close to Mello back then? Or?
Man, everybody was close to Mello. And that's because of who Mello was, bro. Mello was just that friendly. He was just that cool. He didn't care if you was the most popular dude or the squares of the squares. You know what I'm saying? The relationship you can build with that dude, because that's the type of person he was. Man, he was just real like that. You know what I'm saying? So I met him in the band because we was drummers. You know what I'm saying? So I met him on the drum line, and then we used to have to walk home from school because there wasn't no bus line, after band practice. And we used to just walk, they used to walk through GI to get to the plaza and stuff. And that's how me and him became cool, man. I learned a lot from Big Melo, as you can see. I'm honoring him, you know what I'm saying? That's what I do. And he taught me how to play piano, man. He taught a lot of us a lot of stuff.
No shit.
Yes. And he played by ear. And those of us who, you've got any kind of talent,
if you can pick up on it,
you pick up on it, man. We in there playing Prince, we in there playing Michael Jackson on the piano because he was the limelight of Madison.
See, I knew he was into music, like a lover of it. I didn't know he was like skilled like that. Like,
man, play the piano, dance, sing, rap, beatbox. Just a talented, all around talented guy, bro. Just talented.
If you had to describe his personality, what would you say about Big Melo?
Down to earth, like I said before, man. He treated everybody equally, bro. Like I said, just a genuine person, man. Good heart. And that's why it's so much love for Big Melo out here. If you notice, when y'all hear the RRPs in Houston, they always mention Big Melo. And not only because of that, but just because of his skills, just on that, man. He was cool he was hanging with. He was with Face. You know what I'm saying? Face team wasn't that big, Melo
that was his man, though, yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right there with him.
So when Mello started popping, what did that mean to the Clarke? Because is there anything that we have going on in the hood before Big Melo got his shot to pop?
Nothing. You know what I'm saying? Mello was the Clarke. You know what I'm saying? Those talent shows that we used to throw, and everybody would pack those talent shows just to come see Big Melo.
Where were y'all doing talent shows
at Madison? So, you know how they used to, back in the days, they used to have a big talent show.
So this after school over with, everybody come back for the talent show?
Yes. And then during school, he used to have everybody around him because they doing the rap battles or the beatbox and stuff. So Mello was just the first famous Hiram Clarke artist, really, to us as far as the music biz. You know what I'm saying? And man, everybody looked up to him, and he was just a man. You know what I'm saying?
And when he got on, he was the same dude.
Same dude. And we were all so excited when that first Bone Hard niggas came out, bro, and we got to hearing Playing Your Game Baby on the radio for the first time. And we was like, that's Curtis. Because we still called him Curtis, you know what I'm saying? And it was just awesome. And then to see him pull the team with Harvey Love and Hanky and
Crazy C and all
Crazy
them.
C, I call him Simon. But yeah, man, it was just music to our ears, you know what I'm saying? To see somebody that we know.
So
it made it.
So where are you at? You say you started DJing in '88. Mello get his deal early '90s, like 91, 92, somewhere up in there.
Right.
Where you at musically at that time?
At that time, I'm just DJing. You know what I'm saying? So I started doing a lot of the house parties in Hiram Clarke. So they were like, okay, well, who can we get to DJ? Who can we get to DJ? Well, DJ Tricky C. So that's kind of one of the reasons how I got the name out there, as far as, because I used to do everybody's house parties in Hiram Clarke and stuff. And then next thing you know, my boy Skinny, the Presidential Records, they, put it this way, let me back up. Everybody in my hood from GI, we used to meet up in my garage, and because I was a DJ, so I had all of the music.
That's how I was like that in my hood too. In my garage, you pass by, you see me and a bunch of
That's it, yeah. And so everybody's hanging out over there, and then all of a sudden, this guy can rap. So I put this instrumental on, and next thing you know, he's just going off, and then all of a sudden, 2 more guys. I'm like, okay, you know what? Let's do this. And then next thing you know, we formed a group called Glen Iris Niggas.
Wait, what year was that when y'all did that though? Because the album didn't come out until, I remember that coming out like 2001, 2 up in there.
Right. So we've been rapping in my garage since like 92, right? See, Big Melo was the inspiration for us, you know what I'm saying? So right about 92 and 93, that's when everybody used to, because I'm DJing in the garage playing music all the time, everybody used to come over there. So we started putting that group together. So we had been together since like 92.
No shit.
Yeah, yes, sir.
You said Presidential Records. That was another big thing for the hood that came through the hood and was like, you seen them boys. You know what I mean? You knew when you seen Presidential Records, dog.
Yeah, like, man. That boy skinny.
Even with OG with
Walsness.
With Walsness.
Yeah. With JC.
With JC.
That's right.
Yeah.
So after Big Melo, of course, you know, Big Melo did I think he did 3 albums with Rap A Lot. And then 2 albums.
2 albums, yeah.
And then so it was Bone Hard Niggas. They did 2
the production.
albums. And then after that, that's when Harvey started branching off, and then JC kind of got involved, and that's when JC kind of formed the Walsness. And then that's how that interaction from, guess who? Big Mello. You know what I'm saying? Because that was just a little branch
That
off.
was a branch off the Mello tree.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
So did you know Big Steve before he became Big Steve, like around here?
I didn't, because Big Steve was younger than me. So, but just
he was another
DJ,
one of them guys, man.
Just being a DJ, you just, you knew who was hot out there, bro. Man, we heard Big Steve. Man, you heard Big Steve. So I met Big Steve because this one, Jen had formed. Waltz is already established. And we was doing our first concert with Waltzness. And I remember going to Harvey House, and Big Steve was just in there, just body rocking, just freestyling. I was like, who is this dude? Man, just awesome. And then after that, he met his time of demise. But man, there was another brother from the Clarke that was just on fire.
That's crazy. Like our two biggest guys, when you talking about musically, they ended up passing damn near like back to back almost.
Back to back, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yep.
Yeah.
And then, we can't forget about our other brother. 3-2.
Oh no, yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So, the Clarke to put some legendary.
So how far do you go back with 3?
Now, see, 3 was different. You know what I'm saying? 3, I just remember the Convicts, but being a DJ, that's how I related to 3-2, you know what I'm saying, because of the Convicts and stuff like that. But I didn't really have a personal relationship with 3 because 3 was on a whole nother level, bro. Yeah. But he was so talented, man. He was just just down to earth, just, if you knew him, you knew him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, him saying bury me and Hiram Clarke next to the Come and Go is like, bro.
That did it.
I don't know who don't know that line.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you put the hood on the map for sure when you said that.
On the map with that, right? Still to this day, when you play that song in the Clarke, them HCs come out.
Yeah.
And they throw it up and they say it. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what happened with the GI thing? Like, why did it take y'all so long to kind of come together and put the project together?
Right. So, remember back in the days, it wasn't easy to put a record out, not like it is today. You know what I'm saying? You really had to have some bread, or you had to have somebody with some bread to go ahead and put that money out and put you out there and stuff. So, just so happened, I brought Skinny. He's like, you know what? I'm finna get into this music business. We used to clash with WV. Glenn Ayers and WV did not get along. And then I remember them bringing us to Skinny Studio, Presidential Records. And he was like, man, if you bring these GI boys up, he said, nah, listen to them. And we played him our demo. And the next thing you know, that project right there came out right there, man. GIN project, man. And man, I give my props to Skinny because Skinny spent almost $80,000
putting the record together
on that GIN project. Because if you look at it, man, we had all of the features on them. We had Zero, we had Hawk, we had ESG, we had Slim Thug, we got Lil Kiki, and we got SPM. Now, all these guys used to charge, and they used to charge like $5,000-$6,000 for a feature. So you add all of them up right there, that's how about $35,000.
That's just features.
That's just features. Then you got to pay for production. So we have a song in there called Already, which is kind of similar like to Man. If you play that song right now today, everybody already. Man, we took that song to the radio station, to a well-known radio station right now. And one of the radio DJs that's still prominent right now wanted $10,000 to put that song in rotation, bro.
So 979 wanted to charge y'all $10,000 to play the record.
Yeah. And Skinny was like, nah. And I was like, bro, but do you know what that would do? Do you know what rotation would do? Do you see what Man is doing?
Because even Deuce Out the Roof around that time.
Yes. Yeah. So only one DJ would actually play it, and that was GT. GT played it.
Shout out GT, man. That's my boy.
Shout out to GT. And I always give him props. So I said, man, you're the only DJ that played already on the radio. Everybody else wanted that, you know what I'm saying? Wanted something for it.
That's crazy.
Yep. But remember, that's what they used to do back in the days. That payola. It was real.
Yeah. Man, talk about, because, we talk about that Clarke, bro. They don't want to give us credit for starting Slab. You know what I mean? How early can you say you saw the Slab at the Clarke?
Man, I'll tell you like this. I will always remember Smitty riding down Hiram Clarke Road, banging, coming past Madison.
This in the Cutlass?
In the Cutlass. Yeah. And this had to be about 83. Maybe 83, 84. No, I take it back. It was 84 because I was a freshman in high school. So it was 84. That was my first time actually singing a Slab. And he used to always come, because he stayed in Glen Iris. So he used to pass by Madison banging, and then when after school, We out there hanging out, breakdancing, and here he comes. So, yeah, Hiram Clarke, we invented the slab.
Yeah.
I've seen your interview with
Yeah.
JC. JC, he put it all out.
Yeah, JC, JC, yeah. JC hitting you with nothing but facts.
Nothing but facts with it. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, you had just said something. Invented the slab. Smitty, did you ever see him around, or it was just a guy you just knew like a name, and you knew you saw him in the car and this
because he stayed in Glen Iris, we saw him. And one of my partners had the nerve. Back in the days, breaking in houses used to be the thing. And one of my partners broke in this dude's house.
Broke in Smitty house?
Broke in Smitty house.
Shit. How the fuck that turned out?
Yeah, it didn't turn out good. It did too, especially when Smitty found out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That sounds crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Man, so okay, after the GI thing, where do you go musically with that?
Wow. So then I just became the man who I am as far as putting out music, because even with the gin thing, remember, we used to have a record store in front of Presidential Records. So I was like one of the first people to put out CDs to actually, because remember, it was
the mixes going,
on a mixtape with all that stuff. So you used to come to Presidential and buy a CD, where a lot of the record stores are still just selling safe, but I'm talking about a mix CD. And then I'll never forget this day. We was, just popping. The Presidential was popping, and then I got a bug came and say, "Hey man, I'm gonna give y'all heads up, man. They running in these shops. They running in these shops.
The feds and all that."
Yes, sir. And then big as that next week, man, the feds ran in there on us, tore the building up. Didn't find nothing illegal. But then they said, "Oh, you know what? Y'all bootlegging." Took everything, and then they took one of my partners to jail. It was called copyright infringement.
And that was the end of
the end of Presidential. And the thing was, we wasn't bootlegging. We were selling mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? But in their eyes, it was considered that's bootlegging.
Wait, so what year was this?
This had to be about 2000. Because the CD came out in 99. So in 2000 is when, but the store was still open. We had the store right at 99. So the store was still flourishing, and then right about 2000, that's when they ran in on me, they ran in on Bone, and they ran in on another CD shop that was, all of us that was selling CDs.
Yeah, them Tricky C CDs was moving like a motherfucker back then. I remember seeing that, dog.
And that's how my name really got out there.
That's when I first remember seeing like, oh, Tricky C, okay, that's our DJ for the, okay, all right, bet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I was putting great music on them CDs. You didn't hear a lot of scratching, you didn't hear a lot of talking, you didn't hear no rapping on there. I was just doing the same thing that I'm doing now, man. Just giving people great music to listen to, dog. Just breaking music, you know what I'm saying? Almost like what Screw did.
Yeah, talk about just that and being a DJ and the importance of like being the one responsible for giving people that music and that, you know what I mean, the mood and the vibe and everything that comes with music. You know what I mean? Like we responsible for all that,
Very responsible for it. I consider myself to be one of the only DJs that I will still break your music. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna listen to it, and I'll even play it in heavy rotation. I'm gonna squeeze that sucker in for about 30 seconds. But that's very important, and that's what hasn't been kept going as far as Houston. We're not breaking our own artists, man. I stay at home. If you ever hear a Tricky C set, Tricky C stay at home, bro. H-Town is just what I do, and that's what I'm known for. Like, man, he gonna give you that H-Town set. And I'm gonna give you that H-Town set, especially our old school. And then when new guys come up, you know what I'm saying, I'll fade it in. Like when I first heard Quiet Money Dot, I was like, okay, you know what? This is the next dude right here to represent H-Town, and look at him now. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of DJs are finally starting to get on that Quiet Money Dot. You know what I'm saying? So it's very important as a DJ, man. Stay at home and help break them people. You know what I'm saying? Look at Atlanta. Atlanta is Atlanta with their artists, because not only the old school work with the new school. Look at us down here. It's like the torch wasn't passed. It just stayed stagnant.
Yeah, we got to a point, and that was
it stayed right there, and then all of a sudden, boom, it flipped on us where the youngsters like, well, man, we don't even know who Fat Pat is, blah blah blah. It's like, wow. But that's our fault. You know what I mean? Because we didn't pass that.
Didn't keep it going.
We didn't keep it going. Exactly, bro. Exactly.
Man, who would you say, before we get out of here, your top 5 H-Town artists of all time?
Of all time?
All time.
Okay. You know, it's easy. You got to go with Scarface number 1, bro. That's number 1. Oh, Brad. Number 2 is Bun B. You know, lyrically, I would love to hear them dudes do an album together, man. Love to hear Bun B and Scarface. I know they was talking about it at one time, but definitely them two. Number 3, Zero. Yeah, Mo City Don, because that he just, you know, everybody knows he's a road brain. 4, Big Steve. Even though Big Steve didn't give us a lot of work, dude, if you go back
the music he gave us,
the music that he gave us is almost like Biggie. You know what I'm saying? You just, when he put it on, you just jamming it, bro. You know what I'm saying? And number 5 is Pimp C, bro. I miss Pimp C so much.
Yeah. Did you ever connect with him when he was still alive?
I did. And the reason how I connected with Pimp C, it was I met him when he had just came home, and I had one of his. I had the very first cassette, The Southern Way. And I remember he was signing autographs, and I came up to him with that tape, and he looked at me typically. He said, "Man, how you get this tape, man?" I said, "Bro, I'm a UGK fan for life, bro." And he signed it, and I still got that to this day.
Man,
yeah,
that's incredible.
Yeah,
you get Bun to sign that thing.
Yeah,
that thing is priceless.
Yes, bro. It's very priceless.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, man, I got a homie of mine, James Earl. He's a H-Town artist, man. He does these artist pieces, and I'm collaborating with him right now. And I told him, like, I want to do something for the people that I have come through, like the real special guests. You know what I'm saying? And so I got this thing, man, for you. I want you to check out. You know what I mean?
Wow. Wow.
If you open it up, it's sealed, but when you get a chance, it's an album cover, so you can put a real album in there. You know
to sleep. Yeah. Man, this is awesome, man. I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah.
This is awesome. It's an honor, man. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
True honor. Yeah.
For sure. Nah, I appreciate you coming through, bro.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? For sure. DJ Tricky C, man, legendary DJ, representing Clarke, representing the Southside. You can catch him at Caro's on Sunday. You can catch him
J&G's on Thursdays. And on Saturdays, if you need me, call me.
There it is. And social media.
Oh, DJ Tricky C on all platforms. Real simple.
There it is. DJ Tricky C. I'm Donnie Houston. It's Donnie Houston Podcast. Hey, man, we're up out of here.
Donnie Houston.
Ha 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 ha!